Dean for Academic and Student Affairs and the Humanities in the College of Arts and Sciences. I will serve as your Master of Ceremonies for our program this evening. I must give this disclaimer. This is a recognition ceremony for students who have qualified to be listed as prospective graduates. We are not conferring degrees this evening. President Frederick will be conferring degrees to all qualified candidates tomorrow, Saturday, May 9th. This is a celebration. I ask that all panelists remain muted until the time for you to speak. Pretty please. In the event that I am eternally muted by technical problems, the Dean and other Associate Deans will step in to conclude my duties this evening. Our program will begin with recorded messages from our President, Dr. Wayne Frederick, followed by our Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Anthony Wutaw, whose message will also serve as an invocation for this occasion.
Congratulations to the 2020 graduates of the Howard University College of Arts and Sciences. I honor you today in recognition of this incredible milestone. You have demonstrated that you can rise to the challenge, adapt to your surroundings, and persevere. Today, you've earned your degree, but more importantly, you've earned an education that will allow you to change the world. Please know that the thoughts and best wishes of the entire Howard University community are with you and your families. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Dr. Anthony Wutaw, and I currently serve as the Provost and Chief Academic Officer of Howard University. I want to first greet the parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, and significant others who've supported the graduates. The degrees that they'll be receiving belong as much to you as it does to them. To the graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences class of 2020, congratulations on this significant milestone and accomplishment in your life. I know that these are uncertain times, and many of you may be wondering what comes next and where your life will be leading. I want to share with you this scripture from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verses 11 through 13. For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I wish you all the best as you continue along your life's journey. God has great things planned for you, as I know that there is greatness within each of you. I'm confident that you will accomplish amazing things. May God bless each of you as you continue on this next phase in your journey.
And now, a live message to our prospective graduates from the fearless and visionary leader of the College of Arts and Sciences, our Dean, Dr. Reuben Patterson. Dean Patterson, in your own words, take it away.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Congratulations to you, our spring 2020 College of Arts and Sciences graduates. Be proud of yourselves, just as we are so proud of you. The sacrifices and the hard work you have invested over the past few years to acquire requisite knowledge and skills identify you today as worthy of a Howard University credential. Please applaud yourselves for a job well done. You showed grit and determination when classes were tough and unexpected life realities were difficult, but you prevailed in your determination to achieve your goal of graduating from Howard University. Although my primary goal at this moment is to congratulate you on your academic achievement and to wish you well, as you enter a new phase in your life journey, let me hasten to also applaud your families who helped to make this special day possible for you as well as for them. I know you will realize that this momentous day in your lives is occurring because of your family's love and their emotional and financial support. So let us all applaud the family members of our graduates for their loving support, and also applaud all other supporters, such as friends and church members who contributed to our graduates' academic success, and they are recognized that is recognized today. As graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences at Howard University, you are now part of a legacy of educated men and women who have possessed the curiosity and acquired the intellectual tools to continuously learn about our ever-growing complex world, how to make contributions to it, and how to succeed in it. Colleges of Arts and Sciences, by definition, provide opportunities to students to discover and acquire broad educational experiences across disciplines, and thus recognize that certain skills are required for academic and professional success in disciplines beyond one's major. For example, the required core curriculum includes courses in fine arts, humanities, natural sciences, and social sciences, introduces students to the benefits of acquiring skill sets such as analytical thinking and writing, and ultimately to the recognition of the interdependence of various disciplines. Howard men and women have helped shape the direction of this nation and have improved the quality of life in communities all across this country and in other countries throughout the world. You are now part of the coveted community of tradition of Howard-educated men and women who have advanced scientific frontiers, set globally reverberating cultural tastes and trends, and have successfully championed public policy, legislation, and court decision, as well as resource reallocation that have helped to advance the cause of justice and inclusiveness for the benefit of billions of fellow citizens throughout the world. For example, Howard University alumni have made many contributions to the advancement of humanity, but arguably among the greatest has been associated with the foremost social problem that W.E.B. Du Bois identified in his statement that racism is the Achilles heel of America's democracy. But Du Bois was positing and lamenting that racism was preventing America from becoming a fully democratic society. Whereas today, arguably, racism is more insidious in that it is threatening the democratic society itself. For one example, racism can be manipulated in such that the electorate can install leaders of democratic societies who themselves don't believe in democracy. Racism is embedded in America's DNA, and our students are also aware of the critical need to address issues of racism that exist in this country. Our programs of study and our organized research address this wicked flaw in our nation's DNA, from the enslavement of African individuals to the structurally induced chronic illnesses currently causing disproportionate loss of life and destruction associated with COVID-19. The racist flaw in our nation's DNA continuously reveals itself in myriad ways. Howard University, given its traditional status as a proud HBCU and the participation of its proud alumni, anticipates addressing this genetic flaw. Students come to Howard with that recognition and anticipation. But in the process of acquiring a broad and relevant education, as well as in-depth demonstrated competencies in a given field, students also hone their curiosity by consciously thinking analytically and reflecting deeply on how all subject matter in the context of the Black experience. So whether students study biology, music, literature, political science, or psychology, in addition to learning foundational and cutting-edge knowledge about those fields that other students across the country also learn, Howard students are always taking a step further in their curriculums of study by wrestling with the additional dimension of always asking the question, what does this mean and how does it play in Black people's lives? Charlene Eiffel, President and Director Counsel of the NAACP, Legal Defense and Educational Fund, suggests that racism today is not just America's Achilles heel, but a threat to national security. In relation to this issue, in his 2008 book, The Spirit of Democracy, Larry Diamond, a political science professor at Stanford, coined the term democratic recession and illustrates the growing dysfunction of American democracy. The situation is more loathsome, however, than that described by Professor Diamond. Instead, in some ways, we appear to have wandered into a kakistocracy. Kakistocracy is a system of government run by the worst and incompetent citizens. To paraphrase the early 19th century writing of the French author Joseph de Maistre, in a democracy, people get the government they deserve. In a sense, there is a hidden truth in that statement. Though we know that Americans actually deserve a better government, one that serves the people in a manner that promotes equity and facilitates opportunity for all citizens to develop their capabilities to their fullest potential. Our weakened democracy has increasingly moved away from providing such government. Humanity is robbed when fellow citizens of the world are prevented from making their potential contributions fully. So let me pause here for just a moment to say I almost feel compelled to apologize to you for addressing a national darkness on your day of merriment and excitement, which is the day that your college publicly recognizes you as one of its newest graduates. But I was compelled to go into that darkness to emphasize how important it is to the world for you to keep your internal light shining brightly. America deserves a government that addresses the needs of all of its people. We need you to treasure and utilize your Howard University College of Arts and Sciences education that has emphasized social justice, compassion, historical consciousness, technical and transferable competencies, cultural diversity, active citizenship, resilience, and adaptability, all of which is rooted in the Black experience and illustrate a humanity that will sustain all of us globally. With the current official unemployment rate of 14.7% and could potentially go beyond 20% in the months ahead, you may view your economic prospects to be dim at the moment. But this means that you will need to rely on the resilience and adaptability that you further acquired over the past few years in studying for your liberal arts degree. Therefore, I say to you, being the contrarian that I am, know that this is also an opportune time to be a new college graduate. Now, don't misunderstand me, because only a madman would wish this terrible economic calamity on the nation. But since it is here, rather than despair, we want to dive in and pursue opportunities where there exist and help create them where they do not. One advantage to starting your career now is because all of society is suddenly being turned upside down, which means that new structures, systems, networks, and new technological innovation will emerge around and support a new normal for society, the economy, and our politics. Again, such new beginnings can be good for you. All of a sudden, a new normal will emerge, one perhaps better suited to your digital tech savviness, creativity, and preference for decentralization. And think about it this way: as a new normal emerges, you will have just as much experience in that time and space as others. As new graduates of Howard's College of Arts and Sciences, know that your liberal arts education has prepared you well for this moment. Bear in mind that rather than providing narrow training for specific jobs that can disappear in the wake of a tsunami of automation and endless blockbuster innovation, we in the College of Arts and Sciences focus on educating the whole person. Your liberal arts education has prepared you to interrogate and construct text, to be comfortable exploring and finding beauty and utility in diverse cultures, and to analyze scientific and social scientific arguments and data. To paraphrase former Harvard President Drew Faust, your liberal arts degree does more than prepare you for your first job. It helps you anticipate and perhaps even create your fourth or fifth job, or introduce a social value or economic activity that may not exist at this time. Your liberal arts education has engaged you in grappling with epic questions of humanity, enduring personal and social issues, personal search for meaning and purpose, as well as reflecting on today's emergent issues. Thus, your liberal arts education also helps you see a social and humanistic purpose larger than your personal ambition. As has been advised by a wise observer, don't laugh at liberal arts graduates because you are likely working for one. And also note that your starting salaries may be lower, but you won't always have lower salaries. Out of the thousands of colleges and universities in the United States, Howard University is ranked number 4 this year by US News and World Report on social mobility. Howard's College of Arts and Sciences produces the highest number of Howard graduates, and they are the ones who often experience this social mobility. The upward mobility of Howard graduates is a testimony to the excellent education that our students receive and the value employers ascribe to a Howard University education. As I close, know that the world needs you as graduates of Howard University's College of Arts and Sciences to achieve monumental goals, to save our democracy, no pressure there, right? To build diverse coalitions, pioneer new products and services, create new approaches to our politics, and also to produce creative works that stretch our imagination and infuse us with moral courage. And since technology isn't an instrument devoid of values, Howard alums are also needed to develop cutting-edge, next-era technologies that are embedded with social justice strivings. You have received a very special and valuable education from Howard University. Always remember that, according to biblical wisdom, Luke chapter 12, verse 48, to whom much is given, much is required. I hope that you become immersed in meaningful and supportive relationships throughout your lives, and that you find someone or others with whom to bond. You will likely find deeper meaning and purpose in those relationships and personal bonds than from your personal ambition. Godspeed in your pursuit of new endeavors. Dr. Davis.
Thank you, Dean Patterson, for those encouraging words. And now you will hear words from one among many of your distinguished classmates who is already an accomplished entertainer, actor, rapper, comedian, television show host, and quite importantly, a student in the College of Arts and Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present to you Mr. Nick Cannon, a candidate for the degree of the Bachelor of Arts in Criminology. Mr. Cannon, please unmask yourself and speak to us.
Greetings. Can everyone hear me? First and foremost, just making sure this is probably not the way any of us imagined that our class of 2020 ceremonies would be, but I am truly grateful for this opportunity during these unique times to actually be a student of the class of 2020 and actually speak. Is unheard of in so many different ways, but to do it this way, I honestly have to say, man, this experience, this journey has been life-changing for me. And to my fellow classmates, distinguished students, and faculty, I say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do this in a real and authentic way. When I set out to do this, years and years ago, and always wanting to finish or even start my academic career. Howard University was always a dream of mine, and sometimes a dream that didn't really seem realistic, being someone that, since a teenager had to provide for my family, had to be the one to be the breadwinner for, my mother, my father, my brothers, my grandparents, my community in general. Education was a far set goal that I would say, hopefully I could get to it one day, like many entertainers or entrepreneurs do at times when they go for, as the students say, chasing the bag first. But my dream was able to become a reality, and to even sit here in front of you today, and obviously, never one to be preachy or never one to be out there saying you have to be like me, this is the way or this is the right way. I really just come and say this from a manner of appreciation, and being so appreciative to this remarkable and incredible institution of Howard University. And first and foremost, I have to thank Dr. Frederick for welcoming me to the Hilltop with open arms. And when I had the harebrained idea to come back to school and explore my post-secondary educational dreams, and allowing me to be a great example to my own children, who actually woke me up in the middle of the night last night, excited, saying congratulations, which I groggily, replied to them, thank you very much. Now turn off that damn Fortnite and go to bed. But honestly, they were probably more excited than I was to know that their father is a college graduate, and them being 9-year-old twins and also having a young 3-year-old, really having that opportunity Howard gave me to show my family that education is true wealth. And, in the words of the great Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which one can use to change the world. So to Dr. Frederick and, my Howard family, I love the fact that you just personally embraced me from day one when I said, yo, I'm in my mid-30s. I want to go back to school. And I know, like, when people first saw me posting that pic in front of the Howard sign on Georgia Ave, people probably thought it was a publicity stunt or some kind of Rodney Dangerfield Wild 'N Out skit. But I truly got the opportunity from that first day to feel the love of being an HU student. And being that, I mean, it was so many people that didn't believe it. They especially on campus. I mean, 'cause Howard knows how to sense a finesse, as we all know. We know all about a finesse because we know we all about the truth, and we are the truth. So as much as people were questioning, as I walked up and down the hills and through the yard, is he really go here? I felt like family. No one ever, made me feel like I was out of place or like I was a man in his mid-30s, walking amongst some of the finest young minds. Everybody kind of just embraced me as their own. And, and in the time, honestly, I don't really get too nervous, but this was probably, in 2016 was probably one of the most nerve-wracking times for me. I mean, my mind was racing, even on that first day, or even when I remember before I even got the opportunity to step foot on campus on my first day, just even sitting with Dr. Frederick, and afterwards, after coming up with the idea, I was like, man, am I going to have to take the SATs again? Do I have to sleep in the dorms? Am I going to get bullied by my younger brother, Javen, who's a junior during my freshman year? All of these things were running through my mind, but nonetheless, I was embraced, and I was ready for it because of the faculty and the staff and the family at Howard. I got to thank, Provost Wuta and the wonderful and amazing building staff who all walked me through this process and told me that I can actually really do it. Of course, Dean Patterson, Dean Davis, the entire co-ops family, my home away from home, and Mr. Lincoln Brown, who during those tough times, even for me and every student, everybody knows, he's working his magic, making sure that I got all my classes, all my credits, and obviously in in my unique way of still trying to be, you know, a full-time entertainer, entrepreneur, and CEO, but more importantly, a student. We worked some things out to where, you know, it was grueling. A lot of people didn't think I would actually be able to do it. Specifically, even during my freshman year, I would say, you know, towards the end of that first semester, as much pressure as that can be, and as we all know, you know, my first time ever having to do midterms, all of that stuff, I had an extra ton of bricks that was thrown on me. Being someone who's diagnosed with lupus nephritis in 2012, I was hospitalized once again in the middle of my freshman year. And that kind of took a lot of the wind out of my sails. As someone who's always trying to be optimistic and positive and pretend that I'm Superman, that moment, having to spend Christmas as well as New Year's in a hospital bed in Los Angeles. And I remember I got on the plane. God rest his soul, Dick Gregory took me to the airport. We had just visited some children in DC. I had just finished some classes, and we visited some children at a children's hospital. And he rushed me to the airport, him and his son Christian, to catch my flight. And by the time I landed, I had to be rushed to Cedars-Sinai because of obviously a lot of different complications. And, you know, I had to go through about 7 different blood transfusions and spend weeks in the hospital. And I'm like, man, all I was thinking about was, you know, my grades, my education, my experience at Howard. It's just going to be cut short. And my amazing professors looked out for me, and they did. And I remember as I was getting better through the process, and, you know, anyone who's ever dealt with anyone with an autoimmune condition, or, you know, specifically lupus, they know that, you know, with the right rest and determination and getting the stress out your life, you can build your immune system back up. And I was going through that process, and I got a call, and I don't even think I was fresh out of the hospital yet, but from Dr. Muhammad, who's really been one of my saving graces throughout this process. And she was like, this ain't gonna stop you. You still got work to do. And she always called me Dr. Cannon. and she's speaking things into existence. And she was like, we got a lot of work to do. And at that time, we had just started going into a lot of the DC institutions of incarceration and the facilities in DC jails in the area. And that was life-changing for me as well, the Dr. Muhammad experience. And I wanted so much more of that. And she kind of got me saying, you know, we gonna get it done. We're not gonna, you know, whether it was summer classes and, you know, getting as many credits as possible, you know, I am forever in debt to her and all my professors. And so I got to thank her and everyone in the Dr. Muhammad experience, everyone in the DC jails that, you know, gave me that opportunity to, you know, as I get this degree in criminology and the administration of justice, to see all sides of our justice system. So I'm not just another celebrity on one of these news channels giving my opinion, but now I can say, you know, I'm a scholar, I'm an intellectual in this subject matter as we deal in these very tough times with a flawed justice system. And to further my education and even to keep going and keep pursuing. And I'd have to definitely give a shout out and love to the person who opened my eyes even more to furthering my education and not letting this just be the moment. As you sit behind me and you see my I guess we would call it a logo for a Cannon's class, which I had the opportunity to create with Dr. Carr, who, as everybody knows, is you can't really have a Howard experience without without knowing or gracing the greatness of Dr. Carr. But I got a chance to know him in a way where during these times, he kind of gave me so much inspiration and truly became a mentor and a jegna, a word that he taught me, and really gave me an opportunity to say, this is a platform that's just greater, that's much greater than just my own education. This is an opportunity to show my community, to show the world, to say that not only can I do it, but you can do it. Not only can I be the conduit to, you know, everyone who is not privy to a higher education or can afford, you know, a Howard University or any form of college, but now we can use this as a podcast, as actual content to go out to the world. And all of the books, every required piece of literature and text that I was given, to get to this point today, I've shared on my podcast, I've shared through my journey, and set amongst so many different professors and intellectuals and entertainers, right there, and founders, with the smell, the great smell of old books and education, just shooting back and forth, having great conversation. And I truly will continue to further that mission on all my platforms. And I feel like this is only just the beginning for Cannon's class and, everything that we're building at Howard University. So I have to definitely send a shout out to them, and really knowing that, it's a goal for me to speak today to the scholars of tomorrow, and utilize this unique opportunity to know that I'm not just speaking to Howard, that I'm speaking to all HBCUs. I'm speaking to all schools, all 2020 in every community, and taking this moment in these unique times to just let everybody know we cannot be distracted. Like I said, I'm not the one to get up here and probably give the biggest motivational speech, but I can truly say what was fed into me was to stay focused and not be distracted by anything. And, I always even say, I got to thank my fellow classmates, even, my freshman year, even during that time, when whoever took that picture and posted it on Instagram of me sleeping in Dr. Carr's class. I appreciate that too. Because that had me learn real quick. Even though it's 7 a.m, I was fresh off the airplane, y'all caught me slipping. and we learn, like I said, we know how to step around the finesse and really get focused and off of that truth and service in the real way. And to be here today and have on my cap and gown, hopefully I got it on the right way, because I had nobody to help me out, to show me how to put it on. But I still truly feel like I'm a member of a family in a big way. And I'm a part of the Mecca. To be able to say that, you don't know how important that is to me, and that I will carry that with me forever. Home of Thurgood Marshall, Stokely Carmichael, Dr. Francis Cress Wellesley, Toni Morrison, Donny Hathaway, Ossie Davis, Debbie Allen, Paul Lawrence Dunbar, and as we all know, the list goes on. But now I can say, now us, the class of 2020, probably one of the most unique classes to ever grace Howard University, just based off of, everything that we're faced with. And I say this, like, don't let, because we're on Zoom or not being able to physically walk across the stage this year, that this should be looked at as any small feat, because we all put in that work, and in the midst of things that no one could ever imagine, during a pandemic, during, an economic crisis, that we can stand tall and stand firm and call ourselves Bisons is truly amazing. And, we can go out into the world and wear it like a badge of honor. But when we step out into that world, all that's going on, the only word of advice that I could probably give to really allow me to get to the place that I've gotten to today is to not be distracted. I mean, because there's so many distractions going on out there. There's so much confusion. And as we all know, that the devil is the author of confusion and cloudiness. And, we're hearing so many things in a low frequency. So I just encourage everybody to try to vibrate as high as possible and get on the highest frequency. And don't let the because they coming. The distractions are gonna be there. As we know, we did 4 years, and some of us did more because of distractions. and I say this, they're gonna continue to come. As someone who is a father, as someone who is a business owner, as someone who is in the public eye all the time, the distractions don't stop. But it's our goal to kind of have that spirit of discernment, what to focus on, what to pay attention to. Because there's so much that's going to go on that we're going to think is important that truly isn't, important, but it seems like it in the moment, because, whether it's what they said on the TV or what you saw scrolling through your phone, we see everything from oppression and genocide with generational hate that's propagated through the media, from our own justice system to people in our communities who tend to hate us because of our differences, or all the way to colorful clout chasing rappers breaking free of the jail and now breaking the internet, which seems like to be big news, but there's tons of scholars and new leaders that are graduating today. So again, I encourage you to not be distracted by those things. Do not be distracted by misinformation about our health, misinformation about our safety, because we can't operate out of fear. We need this class. We need these leaders more than ever. This is a new era. This is a paradigm shift in our world and in our culture. And I know we all feel it. We all recognize it. In times it feels discouraging. It feels scary. But it's just, it's the universe and God moving in a way that he's never moved before, for us to witness that. We got to step up as leaders. We got to step up as the bisons that we are. So those are definitely my words. And, you know, I can go and get long-winded and poetic, because as you know, I like to wild out and rap a bit and give my spoken words, but it comes from a true passion. And I really believe that when you are evolving to your higher self, the road may seem lonely, but it's only just shedding those energies that no longer match the frequency of your destiny. So you can't be distracted. And a lot of times as intellectuals and academics, we want to debate who's right and who's wrong and what we can do. But I always say consciousness should be demonstrated and not debated. So we can't be distracted. And I mean, Calvin Coolidge probably said it the best, probably one of my favorite quotes or soliloquies that I often run through my mind when things do get tough, is to press on. So as we know that we can't be distracted, we got to press on, because there's nothing in the world that can take place of persistence. Talent will not, because there's nothing more common than unsuccessful people with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost like a proverb, and education alone will not. The world is full of educated derelicts, but persistence and determination is omnipotent. And we know that. So that slogan, press on, has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. So I just encourage everybody to press on, not be distracted. And again, my fellow bisons, HU, you know. and for the rest now, because I think they told me the time was up.
Mr. Cannon, I am almost speechless, but not totally. You have really, really given us a blessing with your words. We are very happy to have had you speak. They're so inspiring. They were a cannon, I tell you, you were throwing at us. And so we truly, really appreciate your taking the time to do this for us and to encourage your classmates and us too to carry on. Again, thank you so, so very much. All right, we are humbled by that. And now for your listening and visual entertainment, we present a video recording of a dance performance by Howard University Fine Arts graduate Richard Smallwood and Vision. Each graduating class at Howard and in the College of Arts and Sciences is impressive. But each year has its own group of special students. Among the members of this class, for example, there are 18 students who earned a perfect 4.0 GPA as of fall 2019. Many of you have been offered employment in prestigious agencies and institutions, while a good many of you have been accepted into rigorous graduate and professional degree programs, including Howard University. You are indeed a class that is on the move in high achievements. Please note that because of the scheduling of the senior exams this semester, we were unable to finalize at this time a list of all of the general honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude before the program. Those will be included in the printed recognition program, which will be mailed to each graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing and honoring members of the magnificent class of 2020 in the College of Arts and Sciences. The associate deans for each division will introduce the chairs of each of the departments, who will announce the names of the prospective graduates in their department. We will begin with the Division of the Humanities. Associate Dean, moi. I call upon first the English department, chaired by Dr. Yasmin Degut. Do we have representatives from the English department? May be muted. We're going to move on to Interdisciplinary Studies, chaired by Dr. Lloyd Sloan.
And friends, I'm honored, proud to bring you welcome from the Department of Interdisciplinary Studies. This department has 6 major concentrations, including bioethics, community development, environmental studies, environmental sciences, humanities, ancient and modern, and international affairs. We will recognize graduates from many of these departments here tonight. Please allow me to introduce our graduates and their major concentrations. Marilyn Bernard, International Affairs. Elijah Catalan, Environmental Studies, with a second major in biology. Coriana Davis, International Affairs. Rayon de Virtul, International Affairs. Caleb Edwards, Environmental Studies. And Sierra Haywood, Humanities, Ancient and Modern. Thank you all for joining me in recognizing and honoring these fantastic students and fantastic people. Congratulations to all of our Howard graduates. Dr. Davis.
Thank you. We move back to see if we have a representative from English. Moving on down the road, the Department of Philosophy, chaired by Dr. Jacoby Carter.
Good evening. My name is Jacoby Carter. I am the chair of Howard University's Department of Philosophy. It is indeed my honor and privilege to announce the names of those students qualifying for graduation from the Department of Philosophy, the Division of Humanities in the College of Arts and Science. First is Miss Alyssa Ashmead, interdisciplinary major in bioethics. Corbin Covington, philosophy major. Sydney Darden, Alana Jackson, Diana Obina, and Miss Rosalind Elise Wingate. Congratulations on behalf of myself and the entire Department of Philosophy. Congratulations for all of your hard work.
And from the Department of World Languages and Cultures, Dr. Leonard Muaka, chair.
Good evening. I have the honor of announcing the following 5 graduating seniors from the class of 2020, majoring in Spanish. Malone Brooks, Warner Dixon, Shalia Evans, Nia Carr, and Chimaobi Ndukwe.
Thank you, Dr. Mwaka. I go back to English. No representative. So perhaps the dean or one of the associate deans would have a list of the names for the English majors to be able to read later on.
Well, our distinguished graduates in English will be as follows. Anikachi Akayanu. Try that again, please. Anikachi Akayanu. Christian Capers. Ariel Cornwall. Queen Divine. Aisha Jasmine Muhammad. Sonia Julia Springer. Jonathan Miles Walker. Amara Rebecca Webb. And last but not least, Adriana Taylor Young.
Thank you, Dr. Patterson, for stepping in so efficiently. I want to acknowledge the fifth department in the Division of Humanities, the Department of Classics, chaired by Dr. Alexander Tulin. Dr. Tulin, you may greet the class.
Thank you, Dean Davis, and many of you have gone through courses in our department, and on behalf of my department, I'd like to wish you all the very, very best of luck and congratulations, and especially to give a shout out to Miss Sierra Haywood, who took her degree in Interdisciplinary Humanities, but came through our department. And so, again, best of luck to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Tulin. And now for the Division of Fine Arts, Dr. Lisa Farrington, Associate Dean.
Thank you, Dr. Davis, and congratulations to all the Fine Arts graduates of 2020. It is my pleasure to introduce the chairs of the departments in the Division of Fine Arts who will announce this year's graduates in Art, Music, and Theater. From the Department of Art, Professor Reginald Pointer. It's possible Professor Pointer is having technical difficulties. I know he was earlier. So may I read the names in his place?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
All right. Madison Brim, Brian Champion, Terrell Simmons, Jewel Ham, Chelsea Jackson, Jessica Kelly, Chanel Kitt, Zara Lopez, Ajanai Miller, Sharon Minter, Siobhan, I'm so sorry, Iran Paylor, Rebecca Cassandra Terrell, and Jade Flint, and Kanesha Tracy. Congratulations on your BFAs, BAs, and MFAs. Now I'd like to introduce the chair of the Department of Music, Professor and Dr. Anthony Randolph.
Thank you, Dean Farrington. For the degree Bachelor of Music in the Department of Music, the degree is awarded to Rolanda M. Carter, Denisha A. Footman, Dion Orlandra Ledbetter, Aubrey Elise Martin, and Navon T. Martin. And for the Department of Music, the degree Master of Music is awarded to Brittany Amanda Meadows, Barry Walter Moulton, and Terrence Earl Newman. Congratulations, graduates. Your best days are ahead of you. Dean Farrington.
You're muted, Dr. Farrington.
Thank you, Dean. I'd like to introduce next the chair of the Department of Theater Arts, Dr. Nefertiti Burton.
Thank you, Dean Farrington. It is my great honor to present to you the recipients of the Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater Arts. Carl Lee Akers II, Tamia Danae Anderson, Nia N. Banks, Savina Magdalena Barini Brown, Italia Alia Bell, Camille Candice Capers, Alexandra Renee Clark, Brittany A. Duhaney, Sage Gabrielle Fortune, Courtney Danielle Gilliam, Nia B. Gilliam, Jasmine Imani Jean-Baptiste, Lauren Simone Jones, Emmanuel E. Key, Raven Nishay Leek, Taisha Nire Munali, Kyla Amy Omsby, Zakia Roberts, Kaylin N. Robinson. And that completes the list of theater arts graduates. Thank you.
Sciences, Dr. Kim Lewis, Associate Dean.
I would like to introduce the department chairs from the Division of Natural Sciences who will present the graduates from each department. From the Department of Biology, Dr. Mildred Pointer.
Good evening, everyone. Dean Patterson, family and friends, I give an enthusiastic congratulations to the 2020 biology graduates. They have indeed met all of the requirements for completing a Bachelor's of Science degree in biology. So it is now my honor to present the history-making 2020 graduates. Two of my esteemed faculty members, Dr. Mary McKenna and Dr. Michael Thomas, have the pleasure of calling the names of each graduate. Dr. Mary McKenna will begin and Dr. Michael Thomas will end. Dr. McKenna.
It is my great joy to honor and celebrate these terrific students who will earn a Bachelor of Science degree in biology at Howard University. Jeremiah Tyrone Acosta, Sarah M. Adiola, Ala R. Ahmed, Jita Ahuja, Ya Kanadu Odehi Akuaku, Marcellus Javon Allison, Kyra Yvonne Amaker, Jane Frances Chiamaka Amalu, Hermela Getacha Akka, Daphne Christina Bonner, Camille Maria Boyd, Danalia Bridges Farrow, Maya N. Brown, Kalani Janae Butler, Deja Aji Campbell, Darius Andrew Carter, Nia Christine Carter, Elijah Massaru Catalan, Kyle Andrew Percival Gordon Chin, Kayla Danielle Clopton, Daria Imani Caulfield, Mariah Jeree Cook, Maya B. Cothran, Lee V. Doe, Jessica Eberinja, Sarah I. Idoho, Clara Chinyere Ezeki. Azure Lou Erskine. Janae Therese Victoria Farrell. Courtney Sade Foster. Ashton Nicole Gabriel. Chadrick Orlando Garrick. Giovanni Anthony Garwood. Kanisha Tatiana Raquel Green. Clifford Hackworth. Gary Michael Harris Jr. Paige Alexandria Hodges. Jada Sine Holloway. Caroline Isosa Edahen. Danielle A. Jackson. Alexis Nicole James. Matisse Minion James. Omri Helena Johnson. Tony L. Johnson. Abrianne Abigail Joseph. Ollie H. Josiah. Emmanuel Adeolu King. Tia Darrell Kinnan. Alua Palumi Feyefumbi Kalawole. Brittany Tashina Krua. Tamar Nicolette Leslie, and Roselle Lewis. Congratulations.
Dr. Thomas.
Dr. Pointer, we continue with Samantha Patricia Lindsay, Jordan Renee Logan, Tiffany Drew Lynch, Kristen Joy Majors, Alyssa Janelle McCall, Akel Miller, Ifamia Amora Munobe, Bria LaShawn Moore, Makala Lynn Moore, Billy Ronald Morgan, Lauren DeAmber Mosby, Nuwerebu Aka Chinye Empire, Isha Marianne Mohammed, Leslie Nikini, Tabitha Elizabeth Janisa Morton, Isabel Kinchua Ntigbu, Adan Omar Joyce Ogbonya, Lauren Gianna Okafo, Michael Okaro, Chiamo Victoria Osai, Megan A. Preston, Saga Raju, Maya Nikki Ratten, Temitop O. Salu, Tajay Kinu Sharp, Kia Brittany Shipman, Quitman Stark, Donald D. Streeter, Nikila Daphne Swan, Nia Simone Sweat, Amaris Kelly Taff, Jessica Fianda Kumba Tamba, Ivisa Nuha Tisfe, Kayara Yvette Thomas, Solin Lou McNeese Thompson, Herbie Afie Lewis Tucker, Iku Bella Undu, Caroline Chiamo Ungoaru, Chidera Stephanie Unzuko, Tara Carl Vaughns, Jalen Courtney VJ, Daryl Mackenzie Wakefield, Rains Michael Warren, Mia Gianna Watson, Jada Michelle Watts, Sinette Nina Weaver, Idris Tiana Weeks, Emma Jean Grace Wilkin, Bria Safe Williamson, Grace Elizabeth Wilson, Aaron Taylor Winrow, and finally, Brianna Monique Winter.
Thank you. We have one more, and it's literally hot off the presses, and the name is Michaela Bennett. Dean Lewis, this concludes our list of graduates, and congratulations to all of them. Job well done. Thank you.
From the Department of Chemistry, Dr. Oladapo Bakari.
Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to recognize and honor the 2020 Bachelor of Science graduates from the Department of Chemistry. Jaquista Alexia Maxine Adams, Ansley Lauren Benton, Ella Lauren Bonds, Madeline Nicole Butter Brown, Kachif Isaiah Calendar, Samara Creon Clark, Lee V. Doe, Haley Alexis Dunson, Taylor Imani Hardy, Priscilla Sarah Mamen, Sean Ravindu Mepagala, Jibri H. Muhammad, Dene Janelle Sanders, Courtney May Wallace. Congratulations to the 2020 graduates from the Department of Chemistry. Associate Dean Lewis. Thank you.
From the Department of Health, Human Performance, and Leisure Studies, Professor Deborah Johnson.
Good evening. I am so proud and honored to present the names of the students from the 3 different majors that we have: health education, beginning with health education, and with a concentration in community health and maternal child health. Brandon Ian Bishop, Nikita Chandra Black Marshall, Tiana Aaliyah Dyson, Darren Linwood Felton Jr., Sonia Sabrina Frederick, Kayuda George, Imani Sade Mallard, Marley Rayner, Tanara Monet Vassar, Amia M. Wilkinson, and Angelica Watson. From the major of human performance with a concentration in sport medicine, Irma Kendra Ajang, Kenshaw Austin, Ariel Berry, Noah Michael Black, Brianna Michelle Dalco, Shanira Eku Chia, Ross Fleming IV, Colleen Gentles, Brittany Lynn Grossi, Tyler Louise Harrison, Brooke Lynn Hicks Nelson, Aya Idris, Christian Michael Johnson, Atlas L. Jones, Jordan Muller Lake, India Morgan Little, Deandra Liu, Nafisa Malik, Lloyd Wayne Marshall Jr., Asia Brianna McCants, Juana McCarthy, Kamari McElroy, Nadia Mialis, Christian Patrice Millay, Eva Makia, and I'm gonna turn the page. Desmond Okaya, Jayla Diamond Miles, Noah Maxwell Nicholas, Angelica Overton, Laura Marie Peoples, Kayla Patrice Pendle, Kiana Robinson, Mia Robinson, Sybil Simone Robinson, Merrick Orlando Sims II, Skylar D. Smith, Crystal Spooner, Tyler Stallworth, Lauren Sidney Stewart Massey, Kia Simone Sorrell, Andrew Lee Thomas II, Denia Thomas, Jasmine Nicole Todd, Camille Yvette Tollett, Tara Vagans, and Jonathan Gerald Willard, and that's part of the Human Performance Sports Medicine. Now to the Leisure Studies with the Sport Management, Marcellus James Brown, Sydney Kubia, Sarah Edmond, Tyler Fuller, Tyler Hartman, Demetria Nicholas McCrae Buggs, Kaylin Newton, Ugechi Onoa, Isaiah Parks, Dallas Streeter, and the last name, Ayana M. Williams.
From the Department of Mathematics, Dr. Barama Tony.
With the proud and honor indeed, I'm pleased to announce that the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics is awarded to the following student: Alexander Asimota. Congratulations, Alexander. Kiara Christian. Congratulations, Kiara. Samantha Kelsey. Congratulations, Samantha. Jaya Luther. Congratulations, Jaya. Janelle Nelson. Congratulations, Janelle. Congratulations on behalf of the Department of Mathematics, with the best wishes from all of us. Thank you, Dr. Lewis.
From the Department of Physics and Astronomy, Dr. Quentin Williams.
Good evening and greetings to everyone. The Department of Physics and Astronomy is proud to announce the following 3 graduates for the Bachelor of Science in Physics: Tariana Pride, Teresa Ross, and Kaya Rutherford. We wish them all well in the next steps of their life's journey, and congratulations to the class of 2020. Back to you, Associate Dean Lewis.
From the Department of Psychology, Dr. Deborah Roberts.
Good evening. As chair of our department, on behalf of our entire faculty, I'm honored and proud to present the recipients of the Bachelor of Science degree in Psychology. Our Associate Chair and Director of Undergraduate Advising, Dr. Jules Harrell, will begin reading the names of our graduates, and I will complete the reading of the names. Dr. Harrell?
What an honor it is to read a portion of this list of candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Kirsten Marie Akins, Ajani Leota Armand, Calix Kathia Ash Green, Quintillis Bagley Jr., Ganiat Balango, Amari A. Bowen, Tajay A. Brown, Taylor Alexandra Christian, Dominic De Fiori, Alisa Rose Gray, Asha Kamari Green, Sheree Monique Green, David Alexander Harris, Journey Akili Harris, Cambry M. Haynes, Miracle B. Hagel, Tatiana Maxine Henry, Jean-Danielle W. John, Omri Helena Johnson, Marilyn Jamie Cherie Wellington Jones.
Thank you, Dr. Harrell, and the list continues. Kimberly Brianna King, Stasia Marie King, Aaliyah A. Mayo, Destiny Dakira Moore, Ken Ugochukwu Nwade Jr., Hope Marie Pointer, Anderson Janae Powell, Asha Salam Robertson, Tanya A. Scarborough, Keelan Albert Seville, Tajay Keanu Sharp, Aubrey D. Smith, Michaela Smith, Alisa Deshawn Speed, Tykeria Stanton, Ade Tate, Khalil Wayne Taylor, Zenaida M. Washington, and Adriana Damari Renee Webb. Congratulations to all of you. Our entire department salutes you. Dr. Lewis, I present the 2020 graduates in the Department of Psychology. Thank you.
Thank you to the department chairs, and congratulations to all the graduates from the Division of Natural Sciences. Dr. Davis.
From the Department of Health, Human Performance, and I didn't get that correct, but the list didn't quite match the one that we have, Professor Johnson. So we apologize for any students whose names were omitted in your delivery of those. It may be your list, but we sincerely want to apologize for any student who, any students listening and whose names were not called. Thank you. We're going to now move on to the Division of the Social Sciences. Dr. Thomas Foster, Associate Dean.
Thank you. It is my honor to introduce the department chairs for the Division of Social Sciences. First, we have Afro-American Studies with Dr. Gregory Carr.
Thank you, Dean Foster. Families, thank you for loaning us your children for the last several years. And on behalf of the faculty of the Department of Afro-American Studies, we are pleased to have the honor and privilege of presenting them back to you as candidates for the Bachelors of Arts in Afro-American Studies. A list of students who have traveled the world, several academics, some who have promised to come back to Howard and replace me and a few other people. So with that in mind, let's read the names. Monica Omozele Anakbiode, Ian Bledsoe, Corey Monroe Bowen, Carmen Elise Crusoe, Caitlin Helena Dotson James, Ashia Ayana Holloway, Jewel Ruthella Humphrey, Kamara Leola McElroy, Ethan Christopher Rodriguez Shaw, Walter Lamont Smith, Brooke Logan Ward, and Kiara Angelique Witter. On behalf of the faculty, thank you, family. And when we see each other physically in a few short months, we'll continue this celebration. Thank you, Dean Foster.
Thank you. Next, we have the Department of Economics, Dr. Emily Blank, for the department chair, Dr. Swinton.
Hello, I would like to express my pride and honor in announcing these graduates. Demilola O. Ajepe, Jaleel Kain Baker, Caleb Joshua Beezer, Ari Macarios Braithwaite, Marlon Morvan Brooks, David Earl Crawford, Oriemi Dan Prinswill, Samuel Gegeshegen, Renee Ruth Harris, Dylan Carnez Hawkins, Tete Emmanuel Ikpeme, Nazir H. Jeffries, Brandon Isaiah William Phillips, Ethan Christopher Rodriguez Shaw, Carl S. Romer, Kyle Anthony Sears, and Noah Raymond Stewart. To you all, I say congratulations, and our department wishes you the very, very best in the future.
Thank you. Next, we will hear from Dr. Nikki Taylor, chair of the Department of History.
Good evening. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the world to the Department of History's graduates. These are students with extraordinary talent and boundless promise, and it was an honor to teach all of them. Maya Yvonne Fisher, Taylor Janae Jones, Greg McGee, Marquise Taylor, Shanique Watson, and Lauren Wedgeworth. Thank you on behalf of the Department of History. We will miss you.
Next, we have the Department of Political Science with the Department Chair, Dr. Ravi Perry and Keisha Middlemass.
On behalf of the faculty of the Department of Political Science, it is my pleasure to introduce, on behalf of Dr. Middlemass, the director of our undergraduate studies as well, these 80+ graduates. We are so proud, all of the faculty are in political science, of these students who we know have learned not only why politics matters and why to participate, but that education is in fact not a business, but is the practice of freedom. And we are entrusting them to go into the world and to make this world a better place. We are proud to present these graduates: Nala Iman Abdur Rahman, Janae Deschanel Abner, Ghassan Elmois Abunura, Beek Ale Ambachu, Ayo G. Anyang, Yasmin Imad Barakat, Janae Denise Barber, Imani Neela Bryant, Morgan Calhoun, Zamaria Brachet Choice, Quentin Gladstone Collier, Julian Cook, Miko Dakota Davenport, Kendra Kisa Davis, Kaylee Brianne Davis, Nicholas Gordon Davis, Mahogany B. Dixon, Warner Elisa Jade Dixon, Michaela C. Dunbar, Morgan Danielle Dunn, Shalala R. Evans, Jessica Jade Falcon, Fevin Fesahatsarian, Tiana J. Garrett, Tasha Genty, Destiny Monet Jen, Alexis Danae Grady, Brandy N. Gregg, Raina Simone Henderson, Diane N. Iya Ma Ijoma, Alethea D. Ennis, Imani Naira Denise Jackson, Leah D. James, Nazir H. Jeffries, Anthony Bennett Johnson, Chevelle C. Johnson, Marialis Elise Johnson, Tiana Brittany Johnson, Sherelle Caprice Jones, Daryl Kelly Jr., Raymond James Lackey, Richard Lamontagne, Shania Nevia Lewis, Judah M. Lewis, Naira Charlize Loans Alexander, Raven Ellen Marie Manigault, Shalon Alexandria March, Caroline Olivia Ann Margini, Kyle Austin McMurtry, James Randolph Mitchell, Viva Zanetta Mondesier, Joshua Matthew Montrell, Winter Grace Moore, William Xavier Morgan, Ademola Michael Alatunje, Paula Onemu, Jordan Rebecca Orange, Grant Anthony Owens, Emmett Tracy Page Jr., Isaiah Jeremiah Payne, Samuel Leon Porter, Sia A. Prince, William David Pugh, Misha A. Rivers, Mia Kiera Robinson, Cole Jalen Ruley, Martinique Sellers, Brenton L. Sanford, Akiri Aki Sharpton, Bakari Akinyele Siebert, Alexia Francine Sinclair, Alexia Eris Ricky Singletary, Naz Sinke Sorrell, Sikori Squires, Alana Charisse Staton, Dion Capri Stokes, Imani Danielle Stokely, Anna Izel Sumner, Caramel Surio Guerrero, Belinda U. Vickerson, Brianna T. Walker, Aaron C. Walkes, Jade Lyness Watson, Shanice Shanique Watson, Lauren E. Wedgeworth, Clark Samantha Williams, Dwight Edward Williams II, Janelle Mercedes Williams, Kelvin Williams Jr., and last but certainly not least, the graduating class in political science, Genesis B. Zimmerman. On behalf of the faculty, congratulations.
Finally, we have Dr. Terry Adams Fuller, the chair of the Department of Sociology and Criminology.
Sociology and Criminology. I am proud to present the graduating class for 2020. We are so proud of each and every one of you, and we know that you will continue to go on and to lift your spirits high and continue to make us proud. Adaobi Aku Azuko, Jarrell Atwater, Quintellis Bagley Jr., Journey Breckenridge Farrell, Nicholas Cannon, Nia Collins, Ebony Conley, Britton Mackenzie Ford, Alexis Frampong Monso, I'm sorry, let me do that again. Alexis Frampong Monso, Teresa Garrison, Nicholas Harrison, Stephanie Hernandez, Faith Holmes, Sophie Hussein, Kiara Johnson, Kelly Leisler, Peter McConley, Michaela McIlwine, Autumn McNeil, Laura Marie Peoples, Hannah Radoskitz, Joshua Rivera, Melanie Rose, Kyra Sinclair, Jade Smith, Erica Tate, Miriam Abdul Rahim Trent, Christina Warren, Jerry Williams, and last but not least, Jamila DeLaughter Young. Back to you, Dr. Davis.
Thank you. Everyone is working so efficiently that we're a bit ahead of time and may end well before 9 o'clock. At any rate, before we conclude this section completely, I want to make recognition of Kiara Samuel Dismukes. Miss Dismukes started her studies with the class of 2020, but the angels took her away from Earth far too soon. We honor her memory in the name of the class of 2020. Thank you. And now we move to a presentation of the honors program students. The director is Dr. Daniel Williams.
Oh.
Can you unmute yourself? Patrick, can you unmute him?
Am I unmuted now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to extend my congratulations. First of all, I'd like to extend my congratulations to the entire class of 2020. Without a doubt, earning your degree took commitment and hard work. But as director of the honors program, it is my privilege to acknowledge a handful of students, the honors program graduates, who persevered through the obstacles presented by or created by the sudden shift to online education that took place this spring to complete their thesis work. I'm just going to list their names. Naila Abdur Rahman, Yakista Adams, Ari Braithwaite, Morgan Cahoon, Daria Caulfield, Carmen Crusoe, Courtney Foster, Ashton Gabriel, Sierra Haywood, Paige Alexandria Hodges, Mary Alice Johnson, Omri Johnson, Taylor Jones, Stacia King, Oluwapelume Kolowele, Jordan Logan, Autumn McNeil, Michelle Moore, William Pugh, Sagar Raju, Tajay Sharp, Alexa Sinclair, Marquis Taylor, Jalen Biggie, Lauren Wedgeworth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. And now we move to a presentation of the commission students, beginning with Lieutenant Colonel Richard Greenlee for the Air Force.
I would like to introduce to you on behalf of General David Goldfein, the Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force, the newest commissionees into the United States Air Force and potentially the United States Space Force. First, we have Jonathan Chavez, who will be an Air Battle Manager. We have Jonathan Chick, who will be a Combat Systems Officer. Joseph Chantaruso, who will be a Financial Management Officer. Gabriella Demarest, Pilot. Alexander Evers, remotely piloted aircraft pilot. Jaleesa Gearing, Nursing. Nia Gilliam, Financial Management. Holly Kazama, Intelligence. Rebecca Maldonado, Financial Management. Walter Smith, Combat Systems Officer. Dwight Williams, Combat Systems Officer. And last but not least, Constance Zagara, Security Forces. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Lieutenant Colonel Krayanta West, Army.
Good afternoon. This afternoon, we had the distinct honor and privilege to commission 5 Army officers, 2 of which were distinguished military graduates, into the United States Army. The first of which is Second Lieutenant Tristan Hussey, who was our distinguished military graduate, his branch, Infantry. Second Lieutenant Jasmine Jones, branch, Finance Corps. Second Lieutenant Kenise McAlliston, branch, Medical Service Corps, also distinguished military graduate. Second Lieutenant Mia Robinson, branch, Military Intelligence. And last, Second Lieutenant Jasmine Stinson, branch, Quartermaster. This concludes our graduates and our commissionees for this afternoon ceremony.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel West. And now, the Alma Mater. Prospective graduates, please sing along at home. I ask that the panelists not sing. Thank you. Just before we get to the benediction, I would like to say to our prospective graduates that we apologize for any errors or oversight made in tonight's program. We are new at this. I learned to spell webinar yesterday, and here we are doing a virtual graduation ceremony on webinar. So again, we apologize if we've made any errors, and we will get better as we go on. These are unusual times. I'd like to also give a global thanks to everyone who participated in the preparation of this program. I must acknowledge support staff, the technical staff led by Mr. Patrick Saget from the College of Arts and Sciences. He was given technical support by staff at ETS and the Office of the Provost. I must give a serious shout out to the staff and the Assistant Dean in the Student Affairs Division of the College of Arts and Sciences, beginning with Ms. Tracy Truitt, Assistant Dean. She is in the background maneuvering this and has worked tirelessly to pull this off. And our administrative assistant, Ms. Crystal Donaldson. And we also thank Dean Patterson for his support and Ms. Benita King and Miss Allison Hines and all the other staff members who assisted us in doing this. And we thank the faculty who supported. We thank the department chairs who read those names and did well in reading them. And so we are excited about this. Students, we look forward to seeing you back in our lives when you can get back to campus. Remember, Howard University is always your home. And now to move to the benediction, I call on Dr. Quentin Williams.
Thank you, Associate Dean Davis. Heavenly Father, we come to you with extreme gratitude and thanks for bringing us together for this virtual graduation and recognition ceremony. We ask that you bless the class of 2020 and to stay with them and show them that they are strong through this last test that was thrown upon them unknowingly. It's a road that's been filled with twists and turns and bumps, but what is a road without bumps? And Father God, we finally just give thanks, praise, and glory to all of your sons and daughters worldwide. And we ask that you show your grace and mercy on everyone as we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. Now to the graduating class of 2020, you are prepared. You've taken your test and you have succeeded. Go and do wondrous things. Now to conclude the ceremony, I would ask everyone that's in agreement to please say amen.
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 You, Dean Davis.
Amen.
Okay. I just got a text from a student who said my name was not called. I don't recall the department, but I'm just going to say the name, Otis Ferguson. He is one excellent student at Howard, and I remember him well. So Otis, I wanted to say your name before ending. Believe in life. Always human beings will live and progress to greater, broader, and fuller life. W.E.B. Du Bois. With that, have a good evening.